gets thrown around a lot. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the basics, some of the consistent things across the different areas of specialty, what you can expect in a coaching call, as well as some of the disadvantages and advantages so that you can know if it is the right thing for you or if this is the right time, or maybe it's just a not right now. And then I want to leave you with some closing thoughts about how your thoughts work right now. So whether or not you do decide to take on coaching, I want to give you the groundwork so that you may be able to go ahead and get some prep work done to get your mind and your energy in alignment with the results that you really want to create. All right, so let's talk about what are the types of coaching. Once you understand that coaching is really here just to help you get the results that you want, you can dive into what specific types of coaching may be right for you at this point in your life. There are different types of personal coaching. There is a general life coaching that can be really helpful if you want tweaks and changes in many different areas of your life, or maybe a couple key different areas. You can also dive into specific coaching if there are specific objectives that you know you want to focus on, such as health and wellness, or relationships, or parenting, or business. You can even get as specific as targeted executive coaching, or career planning professional coaching, or succession readiness coaching. Regardless of the specialties, the fundamentals that are the same across all of those categories are that coaching is here to help you get a result that you really want, whatever that result is. And what that means is you're probably getting a result that you don't want, or you're not getting a result that you do want. What happens within a coaching session? I don't know if you've ever had the experience of trying to brush hair that has a tangle in it. I have 2 little girls, and they both have wildly, gloriously curly hair that get very tangled very quickly. The process of coaching is very similar to detangling your thoughts. Now, in a typical coaching session, what's going to happen is you're going to share with your coach about the different things that are going on in some of the different areas of your life. You guys are going to talk about what has worked, what hasn't worked, some of the fears and pain points, lessons learned, big dreams. All of our brain's energy, our entire lives, has gone into making meaning out of our experiences. And what that means is that we have these thoughts that are these underlying patterns that have been and continue to make meaning out of our circumstance. All of those thoughts can sometimes get really tangled up. They can conflict with each other, where your values may be in opposition to each other. Maybe there's emotional trauma or significance that you're making your role mean, or a relationship that you're interpreting a certain way. All of that can add up to feeling really sometimes burnt out, sometimes anxious, sometimes stressed, overwhelmed, stuck. All of that can come from our thoughts. In your coaching session, you'll be asked to think through the situations and how they might be seen from different angles. So you'll be asked to really dig into whether or not you believe those thoughts are true, or if you know really what you want or why you want it, or how will getting that help you. What about different situations hurts you, or how would you change it, in which way, and how would that make you feel? So all of these sort of new ways of thinking about your current circumstance. Now, sometimes, like when you're detangling, as you're going through a coaching session, the thought tangle can get tighter as you start to pull against it. Skilled coaching will help you practice allowing and observing your own resistance to those thoughts and to that discomfort, so that you can learn whatever lesson there is to learn underneath that and then move forward from there. Also, like in a tangle, right? Sometimes the thought threads and those little strings are pulled apart one by one, and it just generally unravels. In coaching sessions, sometimes it does feel like things are moving very slowly. Maybe you're beginning to sense that some of the questions are repetitive. In a call, your coach may be asking you the same question slightly different ways. Skilled coaching is trying to help you see how those thought patterns and that thread might have been woven throughout your life at different points, so that you can really sort of dial back your frame and see it from a different angle, and about how it's woven its way into your current circumstance. Now, sometimes in these grand moments of clarity, you find one critical thought, and with like a swift movement, that knot can come undone. These are what feel like aha moments, and they happen when you recognize a faulty story or a misconception or some counterproductive thought, and your perspective is able to shift immediately. Now, I want to be clear here. This is clarity. This is not forced transition. Coaching should never feel like aspirational thinking or falsifying your own thoughts. Okay. You cannot wish your way into different beliefs. And in fact, aspirational thoughts are more counterproductive and more damaging and produce more anxiety and pain in the long run. So skilled coaching will help you recognize intentional thoughts that are both believable and true for you. What you learn in coaching is the ability to guide your own thoughts throughout the rest of your life. You learn to look at what's been working and not working, and then reverse engineer your behaviors, your patterns, your defaults, and all of your actions so that you can intentionally create what you do want. All of this boils down to intentionally looking at your thoughts. That is the practice of coaching. Untangling those thoughts can require an effort like we're not typically used to. These are not skills that we learn in school. Many of our parents did not raise us to think this way. In fact, even those clients that I know of and have worked with who have advanced degrees in psychology and neuroscience do not understand how their thoughts fuel their emotions, which drive their action and create their results. So in coaching, you really do gain a new skill set of thought work. You'll practice observing your automatic thoughts. You'll recognize and identify the feelings that those thoughts generate. You trace those feelings to drive your action, and you'll examine how those actions are creating your current results. Now, let's think about this. I want to share just a little bit so you guys can understand, so you can understand how your thoughts are working right now. From a neurological and psychological perspective, existing thought patterns are known and familiar thoughts. Every time you have a thought in your brain, one neuron is sending an electrical signal to another neuron. Now, the first time you learn a new thought or think a new thought or get excited about something that you're just experiencing for the first time, a very faint electrical pathway is formed in your brain between those two neurons. Every time you think a similar thought or learn something that supports that experience or remember that memory, tell that story, that neural pathway has another electrical signal sent. What's happening in your brain is literally those electrical signals are digging that neural pathway deeper and wider. It's called neural entrenchment. Now, neural entrenchment makes thinking familiar thoughts easy. It's like your thoughts are taking an interstate or a superhighway between those neurons. Your beautiful brain will always default into taking the path of least resistance. What this means for you, though, in your coaching is that thinking new ideas, creating new thoughts, or considering conflicting ideas requires more effort. So when you're being coached, you'll be guided to consider some of your existing thoughts and beliefs objectively, which is sometimes a stretch. Your brain automatically endorses those thoughts and beliefs as if they were fact. So this is some of the deepest and realest work as you're being coached, observing your thoughts and deciding which thoughts to endorse so that you can intentionally fuel the emotions and actions to get the results that you really want. And then the same level of introspection and thought observation goes into making sure you follow through and show up for yourself in ways that may be new for you. Okay. In coaching, you get the perspective of being able to see what's going on, though. Once you learn and begin to practice this, you'll be able to remove the drama from whatever situation you find yourself in. You'll be able to see things more clearly. And this is where the relief comes from. This is where it feels like a relief from the overwhelm, from being stuck. You no longer feel stuck if you are doing this kind of thought work that coaching teaches you. Let's talk about some of the disadvantages to coaching. And I encourage you to think about these as just signs that coaching isn't right for you. It's not right for you right now or in this particular area of your life. Avoiding this kind of thought work is way easier than doing it. Okay. So until you really do want shifts in your life, you want results or feelings or relationships or experiences that are different from what you currently have, it requires effort to learn this new skill. It requires intentional effort to make these changes. Learning any new skill requires practice and repetition and reinforcement, and changing patterns can feel risky. It can feel hard. Coaching is going to ask you to do that. It's going to ask you to learn and apply and continue to dive in to this thought work as you take intentional action that is different from your safe and known and familiar status quo. Okay, that's disadvantage number one. Disadvantage number two is that it can be hard to look at what's not working. Now, defensiveness is a magnificent protection tool that your brain is wired to do. It's what you might hear referred to as the ego. You always want to be right. Your brain wants to prove itself right in every situation. So in coaching, when you're asked to look at what may not be going right, and what may be causing that, it can trigger a lot of defensiveness. So some of the biggest, hardest work is to remain open and curious and kind, not just to others, but especially to yourself. Okay, so that extra effort it's a significant investment of your own emotional and mental energy. And then number 3 is the investment readiness. Now, coaching prices and offers and values of specific coaches and modalities that they offer coaching in vary greatly. There is no shortage of a menu from which you can select what might work best for you. So the actual investment is up to you to decide what's the best fit. I personally have seen where it ranges from do-it-yourself books or courses in the $100 range to programs that are upwards of $50,000. So wherever you are, if this is right for you, know that there is probably an option out there, but being ready to make the investment is something that you need to seriously consider. Now, the advantages of coaching, this is what makes coaching such a powerful tool for you to create the results that you want. Number 1, you do not have to do it alone. And coaching gives you that. Coaching gives you the accountability and the support and the guidance as you learn and apply these new ways of thinking. Number 2, coaching is also unbiased guidance. Your coach has no horse in the race. They should not have a specific angle that they want you to pursue, and they should in no way ever make it seem like they're persuading you. Solid, wise, grounded coaching will help you make decisions free from obligation, use your own innate wisdom, and look at your thoughts objectively so that you can take informed action. This is also one of the ways that coaching differs from mentors or friends or loved ones who want to give you advice, but also have their own thought patterns and neural entrenchments about what you should be doing or why you are where you are. Coaching gives you that unbiased guidance. And number 3, self-care. Coaching is self-care. Now, we don't have to look far to see somebody trying to help us invest in our self-care externally. But the one constant throughout our lives is our minds. So paying attention and learning how to use our minds in a way that really serves us and helps us get what we want is the most lasting possible self-care investment you can make. Learning to use your mind and your innate psychology to make decisions and create results that you want in your life on purpose will literally be able to apply to every other area of your life. So regardless if you seek executive coaching, the tools and thought management that you will learn through coaching will also help you in your personal well-being or your financial situation or your intimate partner relationships or your own business. The principles that you learn in coaching about your own mind and your own actions and your own emotions will apply in every other area of your life. So the big question, do I need a coach? Is coaching right for me? If you are in a situation where you want results that you haven't gotten, where you don't want the results that you keep getting, coaching can help you with that. So a coach is a guide who helps you explore those goals and wants, helps you observe and honor and learn from your past in order to inform your present. It's very future focused. And then coaching will help you intentionally curate your thoughts so that all of those are in service of you being able to create the results that you really want in your life. All right, recap. Although areas of coaching focus and specific specialties vary, here are the most common aspects of what it's like to be coached. The work you do during your coaching session is thought work. Thought work means thinking on purpose for a purpose, such as achieving or creating a result that you want. Coaching helps you see what's going on objectively. It helps you reflect on your current versus your desired situation, and it helps you guide your own decision-making as you untangle the stories and meanings and thoughts that are driving your feelings and actions and results. Coaching guides you through intentionally discovering what you want and ensuring it's for reasons that you really like. And coaching gives you the personal support and accountability and strategy for you to follow through. Sometimes this means helping you show up for yourself consistently in new ways. And sometimes this means you actually getting a new skill or tapping into a new resource. And sometimes it means helping you untangle circumstances and thoughts that would otherwise distract you and detract from the efforts that you want to make. So you are ready to be coached when you're ready to be intentionally uncomfortable in pursuit of what you want. That's it for today and what it's like to be coached. What is coaching? This is what you can expect. My name is Tarah Keech, and if you have questions and comments, please enter them below. I would love to talk with you.